So New York City is one of the best cities in the entire world because of the diversity of the communities, all the types of culture from people from Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Manhattan. Like, you get to see a little bit of everything that the world has to offer in one place. You know, sometimes it gets crazy, but that's just rush hour. We're used to it. But, you know, experiencing the food, you know, little things like Coney Island, going on the Cyclone, going to a Mets game, going to a Jets game, going to a Nets game, Knicks, whatever you're into. We got it. Everything you can think of is in this small place. But it's so full. You know, there's no place like it, from the industry to the smallest things. You know, the people with their own side hustles, bodegas and all that fun stuff. Like, it's the heart and soul of the world. I think it's New York City. And there's no place I'd rather be than NYC. Doug Bearak. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Carroll Gardens originally, now transplanted in the Gowanus. I first fell in love with sports when the Nets moved to Brooklyn. I did grow up a Mets fan, but wasn't really into it. I was playing video games all the time in my bedroom while my dad was watching the J-Kid era. And unfortunately, I missed it. You know, sucks to suck, but it is what it is. I eventually became a Jets fan. Sucks to suck, but it is the family team. And I also, you know, so I got my Mets, my Jets, my Nets, and it's Ets Nation, baby, and the Nets the only thing good in my life right now when it comes to sports. The best thing about being a Brooklyn Nets fan is that it's in my home borough, Brooklyn, New York, Kings County. It's just more than just a team to me. It's something to lean on, as what was their original theme back in the inaugurational season. So, you know, being a Nets fan is day and night to me. It's bigger than basketball. It's family, whether it's sitting with the Brooklyn Brigade in the BK block, whether it's interacting with the Nets on Yes team, whether it's, of course, my dad, who I mentioned has been a fan before me since ABA. So it's something like brought us even closer than before. And it's just a beautiful experience. Like, my passion, it made an introvert like me feel like an extrovert. Like, it's crazy. People don't like surprise when they see those gifs of me going crazy, or the videos, or my voice, you know, getting so hyped up, because I'm just a quiet person. And like, it just brings me to a whole new experience. As we said last season, brings me to the next level. So last season, the Nets fan was just surreal. We finally had our big three up and going, already all healthy, ready to go. But unfortunately, with all new things, with all great things in a championship run, there is adversity at every corner. You have first-year head coach Steve Nash. You have Kyrie going out during COVID to spend time with family. You have Harden with the hamstring, one of the healthiest guys of all time. You have KD coming back off of one of the craziest types of injuries in sports, and he kills it. You know, we have some amazing highlights, like the no-look crazy. I don't even know how to describe it, but that dunk at Kevin Durant off the backboard from Mike James. Like, there's so many highlights after highlights. It's so hard to really remember because it feels like a dream. And then we get to the playoffs. You know, we battle the Celtics, should have swept them, but you know, it's okay. They get one. And then we get to the Bucks, and like everyone was saying, this is the one that wins championship. And you know, that Game 5 by KD carrying us, it leaves you speechless. Like, it was one of the best individual performances. So it's frustrating to see it go down like that. They got lucky, but you know, this is our season. Hopefully, we just need Kyrie to come through. At least he can now practice in the city, because the HSS, the practice facility, is like a private facility. But COVID vaccine mandates don't make sense around the league. We got players like Bradley Beal, who isn't vaccinated, but he can play at arenas that require vaccinations for local, but not away. Makes no sense. So hopefully Kyrie, because someone, a public figure like himself, gets the vaccine, so that we can transition from an amazing season last year where we fell short, lost players like Dinwiddie so early on, and we can, you know, make our way back to the playoffs, top 2 seed again, whatever it is, and get that chip that we deserve, because we could have been back-to-back. And that's what my expectations right now are. So it's a great time to be a New York basketball fan. First off, props to the Knicks for turning their franchise around after some pretty terrible years. Not gonna sugarcoat it with Phil Jackson and getting Kristaps getting booed to cheer to kicked off and whatever's going on with him in Dallas. But they found a centerpiece in Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, so good for them. Unlike some Nets fans, I can actually talk some respect, but when you guys talk smack about me, I'm gonna go back at you. Because the Nets have been doing well, whether or not we have all that crazy adversity or drama with certain players, we did it right. We didn't take any shortcuts, and now, because the Knicks aren't taking shortcuts, there are some parallels to one of the most exciting times in Brooklyn Nets history, which was the D'Angelo Russell era, 2018-2019 run, and the Knicks had that beautiful run themselves with Randle, who fell short and got silenced by Ace Trey. So that'll be a fun ride with the Hawks and Knicks. But it's great. Now, whose city is it? It's tough to truly say. It's been the Knicks' town for longer. I kind of think of it like they are the native team. The Nets were kind of moving around. They're migrating around. They travel. They're in Long Island. They were in Jersey. So they weren't really have a foothold, while the Knicks have been around for longer. So I get it. I get the claim. But I'm not trying to usurp Knicks fans. It is what it is, Their city, fine, take it. But we're about bigger things right now. They can be there soon, but right now, the Nets journey is about the world. That's why we talk about Nets world. That's why we talk about scare hours and all that. We're bigger than the city. So Knicks want it, it's theirs. They've been here first, they've been here longer, but the Nets have rooted their grounds. We've been here a long time, and we're catching up. Whether or not the Knicks have a championship, those are old. Most of the people I know who are Knicks fans, they weren't even born yet. At least my dad, he was an ABA guy. He's been around. Yeah, ABA championships don't equal to an NBA, but we're getting there soon. Hopefully, it's this season we finally get one in Brooklyn. Whether or not that makes us a Nets town, I don't care. That'd be nice, icing on the cake. But they can have the land, but we can have the whole world. So it's all in good fun. Great for the city. New York sports won together. And if they talk smack, we'll talk smack back. But Brooklyn first. Look forward to seeing some fun games this season. So I'm really excited about this season. As I mentioned before, we are stacking all the cards right now. We have a pretty good roster. We made some great additions to Paul Millsap, Patty Mills. LaMarcus Aldridge unretired just because job's not done yet, so it's amazing. And I'm excited to see that. We have Blake Griffin back, Bruce Brown back. We have Cam coming through. So we got some nice young and veteran players, which is really exciting to see. We have KD back after a beautiful season. We have Kyrie, we'll see, but if he's healthy, but if he gets vaccinated, we'll truly see how healthy he actually is. And Harden, 2 legs are better than 1. So I'm excited to see that. I think this is our year to put on that ring. So I'm excited. I hope everyone stays healthy. I hope everyone gets the vaccine. Whether or not you believe in it, just pray to good, please. And let's get this chip.